Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report from Braghouse Holdings, and let me tell you, it's a bit like watching your favourite sports team fumble the ball repeatedly. Not a pretty picture, but definitely worth analysing. Before we get started, if you enjoy getting straight insights from corporate filings, make sure you are subscribed. Also, there is a Discord community that I linked in the description down below for you to join. So what's the big deal? Braghouse Holdings, under the ticker TBH, just filed a report about a major change. Their previous auditor of Markham LT quit because of a business combination, and now CB is eCPA's PC is taking over. This might not sound like a big deal, but it can signal deeper issues, especially when the old auditor had some reservations about the company's ability to keep its doors open. This report is called a Form 8K, which companies file when big things happen that investors should know about right away. Think of it as a corporate breaking news alert. The official date on it is June 10, 2025. So the main event here is explained under item 4.01, which talks about changes in the company's accountant or auditor. Basically Markham LLTAR. Basically Markham LLL. Alter basically IZCPA's PC. IZ actually acquired Markham's business that checks on other companies. CBIZ is the new auditor. It's important to note that Markham's reports on Braghouse's financial statements had a warning about the company's ability to continue as a going concern. What that means is there's doubt if the company can stay in business because of its financial problems. That's never a good sign. Even though it's not written on the report, there were no disagreements between Braghouse and Markham over how they account numbers, how the financial records should be shown, or how they audit those financial records. But there were some reportable events which, according to a legal disclosure named Regulation SK, are things that the auditor has to tell the authorities about. Mostly these revolved around weaknesses in how Braghouse managed its money and kept track of important documents. To make sure everything is transparent, Braghouse gave Markham a copy of this report and asked them to write a letter to the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, basically confirming that Markham agrees with what's said in the report. This letter is attached as an exhibit. Now let's talk about those weaknesses a bit more, because they really tell a story about what's going on behind the scenes. These included problems with how the company reviewed and approved cash dispersals or cash payments, and how they kept track of records. There were definitely issues with how they handled income taxes, didn't have good cybersecurity policies. What they also reported is that they had problems keeping track of complicated deals involving debt or the sale of shares in company. So what does this all mean? Well, changing auditors isn't necessarily a red flag, but you look at the reasons behind it coupled with those internal control weaknesses, and it starts to paint a worrying picture, especially in cybersecurity. So now let's step back and consider the larger picture. Braghouse Holdings is in a tough spot. The auditor change, while technically due to a merger, highlights existing concerns about the company's financial stability and internal controls. Those weaknesses that I told you about, especially the lack of cybersecurity measures and poor handling of financial transactions, are serious vulnerabilities, especially in today's digital world. This company needs to show investors that they're serious about fixing these problems, otherwise it's hard to see how they can turn things around. So, based on what we've seen in this filing, my take is cautious. On one hand, the change in auditors might bring fresh perspectives and improvements, but those underlying weaknesses need to be addressed urgently. If Braghouse can clean up its act and strengthen its financial management, there might still be hope. But right now, there are definitely more questions than answers. Alright, that's our breakdown of Braghouse Holdings' latest filing. What's your take on these changes and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.